Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome into the booth. Post-race, the day after Nashville Super Speedway. I am your host, Mason. I have to get this done quick because the day after this race, which is now Sunday, we're doing another race. We are racing Michigan tonight, which will be actually not the first race of the three-race championship for the in-season tournament. Chase versus Crowdy for the in-season tournament. We'll get to that in a second, but a lot of fallout here from Nashville, a lot of beef, especially directed at one person. Hobbs picks up his third win of the year, ends the 2FM drought, if you even want to call it that. Drove a great race tonight. This was probably one of our better races that we've had in a while, and that's for one reason only: the setups. We finally lowered the acceleration, and you'll hear drivers talk about it. Talk about the setups and how it really affected the racing, because I thought it was some of the best racing we've had all year. The top five was pretty all well established. The top three cars on track tonight were Hobbs, Mason, me, and Meso. And there was just a three-car battle for the lead constantly. Everyone just chasing each other. The lower Excel made runs mean more. And yeah, it was just an absolute banger of a race. I caught up with Hobbs, asked him about the race, and among other things, after his win here at Nashville. With the 16 of Hobbs here for the first time in, it feels like a while, but in all reality, it really hasn't been all that long. Hobbs, obviously, you're about fast everywhere we go. How does it feel to, just finally be back in victory lane after what some wouldn't call a drought, but for you, definitely a drought?
Well, I haven't been winning, but I've been getting top threes, top fives constantly. So that's usually what I'm used to. I usually just get top fives and don't really win a lot. So, but yeah, it felt great to finally break that 2FM drought. It's been probably around 2 months at this point. CJ getting a top three is huge too.
Absolutely.
I was kind of looking behind me just to make sure Trey didn't do anything stupid, and
He did.
I don't know what he was thinking, and he's trying to defend his actions. That was kind of disgraceful, not going to lie to you. But
Yep.
anyway, yeah, great day for 2FM overall.
So next question I'm going to ask you is about the racing. It was a little bit different tonight, changed up the package a little bit. What were your thoughts on, the changes to the car, how it affected the racing? Do you think it was positive? Do you think this is how we should race moving forward? What do you think on that? Because I have words about it as well.
I like the fact that we only got, limited practice. So,
Yep.
the nerd's going to do 1,000 laps of practice or just learn the laps from everyone, or the line from everyone else. And I loved the fact that we had lower acceleration.
Hell yeah.
I think that improved the racing so much. I think it improved the skill gap a lot too.
Yep.
Because if you had a bad corner, you had a bad corner. Really bad.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Couldn't make up for it. Absolute banger of a race here at Nashville. Hobbs picks up his third win of the year and most likely extends his point lead. Yeah, and another thing after the Nashville race, big fallout between Trey and CJ. A lot of beef there. Coming down to it, we had a caution late in the going, about 20 laps to go in the stage. Everyone had not made their final pit stop yet, and F-Soul actually wrecked from the lead because he was trying to stretch it. That brought everyone down pit road, threw some contenders in the back. CJ2K actually only took 2 tires, and he had the lead. And we all know CJ's had an awful season so far, and he was in the running. He was in the mix late in the going, but he only took 2 tires. He could hold up the entire pack by himself and had the seat positions to Hobbs and then eventually Mason. However, Trey was also in the mix fighting for the lead. And I don't have the exact incident, but something irked Trey because he spun out, then went down pit road, waited for CJ2K, came back and wrecked him, as you can see out on your screen right here. So he was basically trying to give CJ a worse finish, but CJ was still credited with third place following these actions. I caught up with CJ following his best finish of the year, I believe. Here with the driver of the 25, CJ2K, he gets P3, and I would love to talk about that, but I think there is a much overarching thing we need to talk about. The battle between him and the 55 at the end. CJ, can you take us through your side of the story? What happened?
I don't know, man. Racing hard for P3 with Meso and Jason Nublo. I think we both had, all three of us had kind of come to the agreement we were just going to stay where we were. They definitely could have passed me, but I think we just wanted to keep it that way, get home good finishes, take the points, and move on to Michigan. But Trey Rex, I guess, just didn't like what had happened early in the race because of his own aggressive driving, trying to send it, me coming down, trying to make my corner, and him spinning. And he took it into his own power, pitted, and then slowed up for me on the last lap, exiting turn 4, and turned a right and put me in the wall, which sent me back down to P5. But I don't know. Trey Rex 99 just made himself look like a dumbass to the entire field, like he always does.
Yep.
Wonders why no one respects him in this league, and that's why he can't take when he makes his own mistakes, and this is a proof of that truth.
Obviously, you are very emotional right now. However, we look back on the bright side. You finally finish a race. You finally got a couple bounces to go your way. How does it feel just, to get one? And this will help your points significantly, but how does it feel just to kind of just get one and maybe get the ball rolling here?
Man, Nashville has always been good to me. Always been good. Always been fast here. Always been somewhat decent.
You and I are both the same.
Both of us, always so good here. And to finally be able to pull through a good finish and capitalize on some good points, even scoring a higher finish than main guy that I'm chasing after, Alex.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
Huge.
Feels so good. Finally been able to finish a grid race for this 25 team. Week after week of being fast, of being up there, and then just anything going wrong. To finally have something go right after a slow start to the race and then turning it around, absolutely fantastic.
CJ2K, third place. Obviously, a little bit of controversy at the end of the race. However, can this start something good for this 25 team? So following these actions, Trey has been released from SBR and was given a one-race suspension by SBR, but now that is all gone because he is now a free agent. He has a court case pending. However, in the meantime, he is now on a new team. Cornville Motorsports is looking for some more firepower, and they end up signing Trey. He will not be participating in the 20 this week, instead subbing for Crowdy at Michigan when we eventually get there. But he will not be participating in the 20 this week, but he is on a new team. New beginnings for Trey. However, he will be on an incredibly short leash. So your results from the Row Racing Authentic 400. Your winner is Hobbs. Mason in second. Another heartbreak for him, but doing really well in the points currently. CJ2K, a third place, which he needed badly. Meso, who is now moving up full-time. He is now he was fourth tonight. He's now moving up full-time to the 88 car. Chase in fifth, so he moves to the final round. Alex in sixth, with he really needed. We'll talk about Alex in a second. Efsel seventh, Crowdy in eighth, who beat Trey to get to the final round. Jackson in the 99 finishes ninth. Kappa just did not have the speed tonight. He's in 10th. Queeg 7th. CHX 12th. Trey 13th, and Cripple rounding out the field in last. I got to get this done and recorded quickly. So let's briefly skim over the points. Crowdy moves in front of Joseph. Mason has 5 stage wins now. As you can see, Roach is no longer in the point standings since he dropped out, no longer a full-time driver. Now that car will be piloted in a new number by Meso, who starts at 0 points, I believe. But you can see Alex now above the cutoff line, chasing Byron for 11th. CJ2K didn't gain much on Alex tonight, but he definitely needed that to kind of get the ball rolling. Jackson could potentially be a player if he just stays within striking distance. Unfortunately, did not qualify for this race. Cripple just making races right now is huge for him. But now it's going to be a lot tougher with two new contenders to the field, and that would be Spongy and Meso. So it's going to be interesting going down the stretch here. I believe we have 6 races now until the regular season is over. I'm looking forward to it. I think Michigan's going to be a banger. Anyway, I have to cut this short. See you guys later. I'm Mason signing off. We'll see you tonight, maybe, USCL.